One of the big changes coming with 3.10 revolves around making fixed weapons viable, compared to the current meta Gimballed loadouts. These changes were described by CIG as nudging your bullets, or as one Reddit user put it, bullet magnetism. In this video, I'll be doing a side-by-side comparison of Gimballed versus fixed loadouts, showing how time to kill, aka TTK, varies, as well as giving my personal thoughts on the current feel. So grab your towel and welcome to A Hitchhiker's Guide to the Verse. One thing I need to get out of the way first and foremost. I cannot be perfect with this testing. Whilst I take every measure I can to limit variables outside of Gimballed versus fixed loadouts, the nature of gameplay means it's never the same between tests. I will be performing all of my testing for this from within Arena Commander, and there are a few reasons for this. First is that it guarantees a constant flow of enemy ships of a specific type. Secondly, it keeps those ships within a confined area. What is being measured here is not how quickly I can clear Arena Commander, due to many variables which come into play that I cannot control. For that reason, the focus will be on individual ship skirmishes. The ship I will be using for this test is an Aegis Gladius, and I chose this as all the weapon hardpoints are the same, which allows me to eliminate any issues with aiming that may result from differing munitions velocity, as well as convergence differences. I will be using the size 2 Gallinson Scorpion GT215s for the Gimballed loadout, and the size 3 Gallinson Mantis GT220 for the fixed. The reason for choosing these weapons is that they are, for all intents and purposes, the same weapon, just different sizes and different damage output. As a disclaimer, whilst I am, I think, a decent combat pilot in Star Citizen, I am far from the best, and there are those out there who will undoubtedly manage to do better than I with either loadout, especially fully fixed, so do keep that in mind. The footage you're about to see starts from the moment that I begin to engage with a ship, and with that out of the way, onto Gimballed. Now, onto fixed. Finally, let's compare the time to kill between the two. Who doesn't love graphs, eh? The grey bars show the times per individual skirmish, with the orange showing the average time for that category. You'll see that I took the time to kill of two different enemy types, namely the scavengers and the hunters. My reasoning for this was that the scavengers typically joust, flying straight at your ship with little in the way of manoeuvring to avoid your shots. Hunters on the other hand tend to strafe and pitch much more, making them harder to hit. Looking at the scavengers, my time to kill was much lower with fixed weapons, and there are a few reasons for this. First is, as already mentioned, they tend to fly straight. This makes it pretty easy to keep my aim close on target, with the aim assist ensuring that any variance isn't penalised. Combined with the larger weapon sizes, this naturally brings kill time down, in this case, by almost half. As for the hunters, this one's a little different. Due to them being much more agile, it was much harder to keep my ship aimed at them, and this resulted in my average time to kill being much higher with fixed than with Gimballed weapons. However, it should be noted that my minimum time to kill was much lower with fixed. Again, there are a few reasons for this. In close range, you and your foe move akin to dancers in the ballet, passing and spinning around each other in quick movements. This makes it hard to keep the nose pointed at target, which gimbals are able to account for. However, If you're able to maintain distance from your foe, their movements are easier to track, allowing for the increased damage of fixed weapons to be capitalised upon thanks to the increased accuracy. In short, it's how it should be. So my thoughts then. The best way to explain how it feels is that both fixed and gimballed weapons are in fact now gimballed. The difference then is just the range of movement. Fixed weapons are able to hit fairly well, so long as the pip stays within the centre reticule, which is highlighted on screen. Gimballed weapons are, well, the same as they were. The difference then is really just how large that reticule is. Is this intrusive? Not in any way. It doesn't feel as though the game is holding my hand when using fixed weapons, and it still feels as though a certain level of skill is necessary to fully capitalise on fixed loadouts. As someone who typically tries to maintain distance between themselves and their target, fixed weapons are now really viable in my view. However, for those of you who like to get up close and personal, you will find that the additional range of movement from gimballed weapons will still serve you much better. Leave your thoughts below and let us know of anything else you'd like us to take a look at. We thank you for watching, and we'll catch you all next time.